Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are Mira Kim and Carrie Boston from Red Cedar Chamber, which is getting ready to start its 25th season in our extraordinary circumstances. So first off, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're really excited for ourselves. This is our fifth season as directors, but the organization, of course, Marion-based, founded by Jan Boland and John Dowdall, began 24 years ago, and we're proud to be continuing the tradition.
So it's been a tumultuous interregnum as you got ready for the 25th season. I'm sure that you had been planning this for some time, and of course then had to go back to the drawing board while you were working this summer. Of course, there were several programs that you did with your sons right there in your living room, and so you've gotten to be pretty expert at streamed video and music. So that's going to be incorporated in this season, and there's also going to be some in-person shows. So we'll talk about that too. But let's start with lessons learned. What have you learned about how to continue to put music out there in the midst of a pandemic, which seems to be expressly designed to keep us from hearing music played live?
You know, the first thing is that we started out live streaming, and it's meant a lot to people, and it's meant that we could keep working and we could keep reaching our audience, and it's been wonderful. We've actually perhaps reached a larger audience. We have fans in Korea and on the West Coast, and really all over. So that's been really great. But it's also taught us how important it is that we, in normal times, try and reach a small audience. We play for our average audience size, maybe 30 people, and small venues. And that becomes really intimate and personal. And as we have been able to do some short outdoor masked events early this fall, it's become really obvious that the in-person is really important to try and pursue when we can in a safe environment. We heard from so many people, oh, this is the first live chamber music that we've heard
Or
since
live
March,
music,
or live music
period.
at all. And people are weeping with joy in some cases. It's an emotional experience to get back to that kind of interaction. So we're hoping that as the year progresses, we're able to do more events in a safe manner. But in the meantime, this live streaming, trying to make it as personal and as intimate as we can, trying to bring people into our home. Our new concert series our new virtual concert series is called Hearth and Home. We decided to really pivot permanently, or at least until for the time being, to even when we continue in-person performances, to broadcast everything virtually as well, because we're reaching more people than we ever have.
And I mean, our organization is in a unique position because we don't rely on ticket sales to make budget. Our ticket sales account for about 5%
Yes.
of our annual budget. So we're not having to monetize the online offerings. Everything's free. We're lucky to have so many committed and generous funders that are still sticking with us through this time. And of course, we've gotten a little bit of extra help with relief grants and such. And of course, we will keep pursuing that this season. But yeah, the ability to be nimble and to have the flexibility to do what we're doing has really been great. Learning the tech, and of course, I shouldn't even be speaking about this because that's his job. It was not in his job description originally, but now it is.
Her job is to bring the Kleenex. How do you need the Kleenex again?
So there's definitely a learning curve, and there is a little bit of, added, shall we say, stress? Would you call it stress, Carrie, or what would you call
it's stressful. And we've increased our capacities. We've done everything from do Facebook Live, just from the computer with the computer audio, which is actually pretty darn good. But getting a better picture, getting a better camera angle, lighting, professional sound. We're in our home studio. It's better known as our living room, but we can give you a little tour if you'd like to see it.
For those who are watching the video or want to check the video out later, spin the camera around and let us see.
So there's our banner back there. You'll see lots of lights, and they're kind of annoying. There's a mirror. There's one set of lights. The microphones are directly above our head, and you'll see the boom mic stand coming into view there, and then it extends up over us. And then we'll see camera number 2 right there. And then we come around to
the table of plenty,
which has a sound mixer, and a new ATEM Mini Pro switcher, computer, and a monitor. There's a camera number 1. And then, of course, you'll see more lights. You probably can't see the ladder, which is essential, and the vacuum, which is, of course, required equipment for your home studio. Some music stands, pretty essential. And we come all the way around back to home.
It's strangely all about the lighting. I mean, it's almost easy to mic a musical performance and have that sound pretty good. It's getting the lighting right. That's been my experience, that it's the trick, and something most of us have never really thought much about.
Right.
Exactly. It's incredible how much light you need, much more than you would normally use in your own home, for everyday tasks.
And I can tell you, these bright lights are a lot more comfortable in this weather than they were in June.
Yeah.
We were sweating because, you can only, pare down your clothing so far, and then to have the lights, and even with air conditioning, it was tough. But
the first performance in the 25th anniversary season is called Dynamic Duos, and it's going to be a combination of streamed and in-person performances, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But tell me about the program and how you put it together and how that is coming along.
So this is the only program that survives from our original season's plan. Of course, we had to totally revamp last season. This season is totally different, and next season had to be replanned. And we planned so far in advance that moving everything around was quite an experience. But this program includes the great Sonata for Violin and Cello by Maurice Ravel. And it's one of the 2 main pieces for violin and cello duo. There's not a lot written, not really any Beethoven or Mozart for this combination. So the 2 main pieces are the Kodai duo and the Ravel Sonata. And it's been in our programming plan for the 5 years that we've been the directors. We knew we wanted to do it, needed to do it, and this was going to be our first opportunity.
And I should add, just as an overview, this program is just violin and cello duo throughout. We're getting back to basics and doing what we do best, which is play music together. So we're really enjoying digging into this music. The Ravel, as Carrie said, is an amazing piece. It's a piece that he has known and performed in the past with others. And it was a new work for me. So the tonalities different, the harmonies, and really sort of getting inside it and becoming comfortable with it has been a great journey for me. And I think we're going to give a really wonderful performance. The rest of the program is, I would say, more accessible for first-time listeners. We're opening with Michael Kimber's newly commissioned Sonatina. It's a 3-movement work, and you want to
Oh,
talk
it's
about
just,
that a little
I mean,
bit?
it's so much fun. It was really written for us, and the 3 movements are quite different. The first movement is called Passeggiata, which is like an early or an easy evening stroll, and it's a little bit
It uses a pentatonic scale, which is that sort of Asian sounding.
and I think that Michael was inspired. He knows that we really love folk music and ethnic music, and so I think that that's where that came from for him. The second movement is a romanza, and it's just beautifully romantic. I mean, just so lyrical and wonderful, and in a way that 2 voices can be really intimate. And the third movement is a tarantella, which is a spinning dance that goes faster and faster. And I have to say that he did a great job with this, because he gave Mira all the really hard stuff. And not that I don't have to play fast, but he gave her the hard stuff. It was really smart. See, he knows us very well.
He's smart, yes,
Yeah.
very smart.
But it's a great new work, and it's pretty short, a great concert opener, and people have been enjoying it a lot. So we're excited.
You're going to be focusing mainly on live streamed performances for this concert series, but you're going to be doing them from different locations. Tell me about that.
So we're doing a set of 4, and the first 3 will be here from our home studio, and then we're moving to the Englert Theater, and we're going to do a live stream on stage. The theater's been under renovation. We all know that they've been in a capital campaign, Strengthen, Grow, Evolve, for this renovation. They're doing very well, and the back stage wall is complete. And so we're going to broadcast from there. We'll have our normal sound engineer, our normal videographer, and of course the Englert staff, and perhaps a few audience members, maybe just 6 or 10 people on stage with us in the audience. We will not play masked on that occasion, but everyone else in the space will be masked, and so it's a great opportunity to do something and partner with the Englert. They've been such great partners with us over the years, and they're in the midst of this renovation, and we're going to be one of the first events broadcast from there. So that's really exciting, and it creates perhaps a little more formal event. We normally give all these outreach performances and then do a couple of more formal ticketed
Main stage
events. So
Yeah.
this is our main stage event, and just thrilled to be able to partner with the Englert on this.
The opening performance of Red Cedar Chamber's 25th anniversary season. It's called Dynamic Duos, and the first of 4 performances begins October 29th. What does that live stream schedule look like? Because I know it's you do want people to tune in and watch live. It's not a tape and then watch later thing.
So the Thursday performance, October 29th, is at 11 a.m. It's a typical Music for Seniors time. The Friday evening performance is 7 p.m. That's October 30th, and that's like a rural library time. Saturday, October 31st, Halloween, it's at noon, and that again is a typical time for a Marion Public Library event or something like that. And then Sunday afternoon at the Englert, 3 p.m. The performances do stay up on YouTube afterwards, and people do go back and watch them. but it is always great to have a really healthy live audience watching these shows. And I think it's a different experience.
Yeah, and easy clickable links can be found at our website, www.redcedar.org. And if you go to our performance schedule page, you can just click on the links and it'll take you right there. So
you can download a program and off you go.
Well, as I've said before, congratulations again for figuring out ways to be nimble and give us opportunities to see and hear you perform during these extraordinary times, and adapting, what you've done for 5 years and what Red Cedar has done for 25 to this strange new reality. So again, it's the 25th anniversary season for Red Cedar Chamber, Dynamic Duos, the first concert. 4 opportunities to watch that on YouTube beginning October 29th. And again, redcedar.org if you'd like more information. Mira and Carrie, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:20 a.m. or watch the podcast, listen to the audio or video at the time of your choosing by subscribing at kcck.org/culture or using your favorite podcast app. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.